Hallelujah. Give him, hallelujah. The highest praise. Hallelujah. Give him the highest praise. Hallelujah. Give me the highest praise. In the morning when I wake up, in the night when I wake up, I will lift up my voice to heaven and give you the highest praise. Hallelujah to my King. Hallelujah to my Father. Hallelujah to my Jesus. I bow before the throne. When I look at all the wonder and I see all the creation, the beauty of the universe, you never, never change. You never, never lie. You never, never change. You never, never change. Hallelujah to my Jesus. Hallelujah. 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 Hey, hey. Hallelujah. Hey. Give him, hallelujah. Hey. The highest praise. Hallelujah. Give him the highest praise. Hallelujah. Give him the highest praise.
All right. Good afternoon. Good evening. This is my final day for the date. As you know, there's a big debate. They got to put some people in the glass shoe this evening, so we all want to really take a look at that. It's very, very much important. But at the same time, we are keeping track of what is unfolding in the West African state of Liberia. I will be hosting one of the senatorial candidates for Grangeda County. As a matter of fact, we have extended the invitation to have her here quite a little while now, but she said she was holding up there at a specific time. She's going to be here. But what is interesting out of the candidates, for the most part, everybody are claiming victory that they will be the next senator of Grangeda County. As you know, the 15 political subdivisions is engulfed with a consequential race, which most people say is almost part of the 20 prelude to 2020. But I'm going to be taking you to the southeastern side. It's a contentious race as well. Financial violence has been factored in. Two sitting lawmakers are contesting. Representative Zoe Emmanuel Peno is in the race. Dr. George Isegbe Bole, the former Minister of Education, former Minister of State for Presidential Affairs, now is a lawmaker, is also in the race. One-time former president of Grangeda Association in the Americas, Willem Bill Nyano, is in the race. Former Foreign Minister Thomas Yaya Nimland. So what a crowded field. And I believe either there are two female candidates, but what we can confirm now is one, Beatrice Appi Johnson from the Bazon Belt, is also in the race. The building you see behind me there is where everybody wants to go. Who knows? Something good is inside. I'm Alfonso Zean, so we will be. So that's the way we want to take them to Grangeda this afternoon from Bokota, right? So the capital in the nation's capital of Monrovia is on, and the roll call will continue. We will try to reach out to everybody to give them the fair share to have their say what they have in store. we have to question these people. It is not just only the executive branch of government. I'm Alfonso Zean, so this beautiful Wednesday evening right here from the East Coast.
Morris Weber and Ophelia Weber. SK Abduba. The address of them work where
Welcome, former President Tim Collins. He was once in this building here, former member of the TLA. So he knows what's up in that building. So he can give away a clear picture of what is happening and why people are so eager. Probably I need to start launching my own campaign from right here. And who knows? You never knows. Everybody trying to get the piece of the pie in Liberia.
Oh! Too many! Go away! You know what? So go, Mamu, go ahead. Hey, Francis Abio, Mamu, go ahead.
Very short later, my guest, hopefully the network do a favor here this evening. This evening, my time, it's late in the evening in Liberia. Will do us a favor to have this conversation, right?
Dennis, Jim okay.
Carona Sabio, Mamukoya, Absolu, Mamukoya, Sudero, I don't say, I know, I know where I grandma cast with more fire. Grandma cast with more fire. So go, Mamukoya, you cast with more fire. Sisi don't know your cast with more fire.
Jessina Jepadu Sabi. Ah, they were paying.
So go, Mamukoya, so go, Mamukoya, so go, why more than one?
Missy Nire, the young manager. Frosted Bunny, Mother Saba Boys.
Atijọ́ Sabi o, so go Mukoya o. Karen Sabi o, Karen Sokoya o.
Moses Zoya, Ophelia Zoya. Willie Dennis, Master Dennis.
Ẹ̀fọ́dọ̀ o. Àwọn ẹ̀fọ́ ló jà máa ń káyọ̀ ọmọ lọ́jọ́ ìdáwé o. Amúkoya o, òwúrọ̀ Amúkoya o.
Okay, let's see here. Whether we're going to go Goya or we're going to go Grangida or we're going to go on Capitol Hill, whatever the case is. So we want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe. Thank you for sharing your Wednesday evening with us here, whatever you are. This is quite a beautiful evening here. As you know, there's a big debate. Hopefully, they're going to seal out what's going to be happening here as well. At the same time, we are keeping track of what is happening in Liberia. The senatorial race is over the roof. Okay, let me see here. Hopefully, we're going to get it right this time. The guest is here, but I'm still a little bit finding it difficult to get her image. I'm not sure what is going on there, but hopefully it will do us a good. Just stay with me, and I will be right back. welcome you. I'm trying to establish contact. We are not capturing the image of our guest to bring her live via video. So just bear with us. Hopefully, you're going to work in our favor. We're trying to do all of the communications. Welcome, Tyke Striker, Kai Jabo. That's my Invincible 11th blood there, right there. The days of those guys. I'm not sure whether those days going to come again. So, B, if you are hearing me, I'm unable to capture your image. So I just got to let you go again instead of bringing your credit out there. My phone says Zean, so to be Liberia Public Radio and Lpr-Tv. The clock is actually eating here. But please bear with me. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm not getting her full image in order to bring her. Just bear with me. We are doing everything possible to get this going. But another deadly rape has occurred again in the West African state of Liberia. It seems to be a culture or tradition. I'm not sure what's going on. Why all of this sort of ugly behavior at this point in time? 7-year-old this time has been victimized. In fact, there are 3 girls, according to latest report that we received. And it's troubling to see what is unfolding, and yet we are a country of Christian principle, so it makes it very difficult for people to believe who we are and what we stand for. We hope the national government, the civil society, and all of us we're doing everything possible. Please bear with me. I'll be right back.
You've worked for months to bring your or your client's event to life, but unfortunately, the world had another plan. In reality, the only thing you lost is the venue. We take your vision for hosting a virtual conference and bring it to life online. No matter how complex your agenda is, we produce a smooth, engaging experience. Call the Liberia Public Radio today and schedule your event. Our number is 682-433-8802. If you prefer to submit your request via email, please send the request to liberiapublicradio2012@gmail.com. Our staff are standing by waiting for your phone call.
As you know, the COVID, the coronavirus, or whatever, COVID-19, 20, whatever it is, it's all over the place, and most of you have organizations, institutions. There's another way we have provided alternative for the safety in keeping in place all of the health protocols. So you can host your virtual convention, so we can do a public service announcement, be it obituary or birthday, whatever it is. We have the capacity to do that at a very low cost. We can do that. Just bear with me. I'm establishing communications. The systems somehow, that's Liberia broadband is still an issue, even though we did a test and everything was all good. So we're waiting to see here. Hopefully it works for the last time around. So just get in touch with us, 682-433-8802. Or you can email us at Liberia Public Radio 2012@gmail.com as well for inquiries, whatever services you want us to render. You want to run a political ad, let us know. We are capable of doing everything. All right, let us know, and we'll do everything possible to we can. I'm not sure why this is happening. Let me see here. It's as long the image is not visible, it makes it very, very difficult here. So I'm not sure how it works fine during the test. Okay, I think finally. Are you hearing me? Are you hearing me? Yeah, it's not doing another favor as long as it did not come the way it should be. Mrs. Johnson, are you there? Hello? Let me see. All right. I'm not sure what is the audio, so we're not even getting the audio from that end. So it makes it very difficult. So if you can find other way, this is so ridiculous when you plan to get something going. The receptions is very poor from our end. And she kept trying, which of course is a good thing. Hopefully it works. Other than that, probably then we're going to change it. If it can come to video, we wanted you to see who the candidate is, and perhaps to have that sort of interaction. But the system, the network system, is kind of like, it's not doing us a favor. Let me see it to establish a contact again, and hopefully we will get it right. As a matter of fact, she's trying, but as long as it's not coming the way it should be, then obviously it's going to be a problem, and it's still not giving that indication. Again, we need to, okay, let's see here. I should be able to see you from the back. That's the only way we're going to get a perfect audio, but that seems not to be the case. If you can just grant access to your camera, we will see you well. Folks, just bear with me a little bit as we try to do this. Okay, let me see here. Are you hearing me now? Oh my goodness. Are you hearing me? This is, for some reason, probably we might ask her to see whether she can provide alternative means to do it, but it seems her network is horrible, so probably we have to find other means to do it. Probably to call via phone. Folks, just bear with me, and just bear with me here a little bit. Kind of one of these days, that Liberia now, so I tell you, Senator and all the folks that want to be represented, let them Senator.
Yahweh, oh Yahweh, you are bigger than my situation. You are bigger than my enemy. Consume them by fire. Oh Yahweh, you are bigger than my situation. You are bigger than my enemy. Show up for me. Oh Yahweh. You are bigger than my situation. You are bigger than my enemy. Console them by fire. Oh, Yahweh. You are bigger than my situation. You are bigger than my enemy. Show up for me. Oh, hallelujah. Yeah, hallelujah. Yeah, hallelujah. Show up for me. Hallelujah. Yahweh, Yahweh. You are bigger than my situation. Show up for me, Baba. Yahweh, Yahweh. Bigger than my enemy. Show up for me. Yahweh, Yahweh. You are bigger than my situation. Show up for me, Baba. Yahweh, Yahweh. Bigger than my enemy. Show up for me, yeah. Show up for me, Lord. Yeah. Show up for me. Destroy my enemies, Yahweh. Show up for me. Destroy every power. Show up Jesus' name. Destroy every altar. Show up for Father. Heal it all Africa. Show up for me, Lord. Heal it your presence, Yahweh. Show up for me. Destroy my destroyer. Show up for Jesus. Destroy every evil power. Show up for me. Yahweh, Yahweh. You are bigger than my situation. Show up for me, Baba. Yahweh, Yahweh. Bigger than my enemy. Show up for me. Yahweh, Yahweh. You are bigger than my situation. Show up for me, Baba. Yahweh, Yahweh. Bigger than my enemy. Show up for me. Give me power, Jesus. Jesus, under my enemy. Every evil altar be destroyed in the name of Jesus. Hey, mighty Mary battle, wherever you are.
We are making an alternative here to see how we can get this program going. So that's why we try to entertain you with interludes of music. She is trying as well. But as you know, the broadband issue in Liberia, depending on your location, sometimes I don't care. You have maybe the unit or credit on your phone. It's a problem. So she's trying. Then let's see what happens. Stay tuned.
Destroy my enemies. Yahweh, Yahweh. You are bigger than my situation. Show up for me, Baba. Yahweh, Yahweh. Bigger than my enemies. Show up for me, yeah. Show up for me.
Okay, let me see here. Hopefully here. Let me get her here. Let's see here. B, are you there? Are you hearing me? Mrs. Johnson? Are you hearing me now? Are you hearing me? You're just not doing it good. I don't think the audio is not enough. And so just see whether you can call on the WhatsApp number. It's just not doing us a favor. So we can't just continue with this. I'm quite sure you have stuff to do too. So
Yahweh, Yahweh, you are bigger than my situation. Show up for me, Baba. Yahweh, Yahweh, bigger than my enemy. Show up for me, yeah. Show up for me, Lord. Yeah. Show up for me. Destroy my enemies, Yahweh. Show up for me. Destroy every power. Jesus' name. Destroy every altar. Show up, oh Father. Even in all Africa. Show up for me, Lord. Even in the present. Show up for me. Destroy my destroyer. Yeah, Jesus. Destroy every evil power. Show up, Yahweh. Yahweh. You are bigger than my situation. Show up for me, Baba. Yahweh. Yahweh. Bigger than my enemy. Show up for me. Yahweh. Yahweh. You are bigger than my situation. Show up for me.
All right, that's the song of Minister K. Praise. It's a gospel artist based in the West African state of Liberia. They're in a beautiful song. So she will be calling in. Hopefully that works to be calling in via WhatsApp, and I will be able to get it here. Just bear with me. I hope my microphone too is on as well. Yeah, I think the mic is on. It's working. So hopefully she can get that going, and she can get through, and we'll be able to have this conversation to once and for all. Hopefully in the future it works well. It was actually tested, and it went well, but now time for the real program. The internet, probably because of the nighttime there. I'm not sure why it is, but let's see. We will try to do the best we can to. Someone get a call from her yet. We will connect. We'll connect her here and see what becomes of this. All right, so let's see here. Like I was saying, we also get information of another case or cases. It's been reported against in Liberia. 7-year-old Mount Coffee area to Mount Coffee Bell involved a 27-year-old grown man. I don't know what's going on. Nobody knows what's actually happening in Liberia. Why all of this happening? You know, it is a wake-up call for all of us to take action, to take action of what is happening in the country, and for us to frown on it. Hopefully, the national government, all of the stakeholders, and I think the lawmakers, everybody just not doing enough, because they should be sitting to have a conversation, a real national conversation to address this issue. And we're sitting down, we're talking, people talking, no tangible action is being put into place. And so that makes it very difficult that we are not getting the result that we should be getting. And it's a very, very sad situation that there are few people damaging the future of Liberia for some whatever reason. But I'm also concerned as to whether this is this beyond, or is it a normal thing, is natural, or there are other things that are involved. These evildoers, they have all sort of way to evoke the strength of evil, so they do all sort of things to give them some sort of supernatural power. So I'm not a fan of that. But what is the reason for actually people doing such? What is the reason, especially so rampant like this during this political season? What are they trying to do? Is that the only way they think they're going to get their way out there? I don't think that is right either. So we all have to frown against it, and hoping that the national government and all of the stakeholders. It's not only government alone. Everybody should have a face to fry in this, because the guys are on the rampage, and it's really, really ridiculous, almost like a loose cannon doing whatever they are doing. I think we must all frown on it. And that's why we want to call on national government, all of the political actors, advocate community, They must find time, they must find a room to have a conversation, it's a national conversation on that. If they have not agreed on anything in the past, I think this one they should work across the no matter which party you support or which party you affiliate with, whether you're contesting or not, to sit and come up with a workable plan that involves the government and not just only something. Okay, let's see here. Okay, let me see here. Okay, let me see. Let me see it. I guess she was calling in and it went off. Okay. Hello?
Alfonso?
Yeah, hello? Are you there?
Yeah, hello? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, good evening. You are already online. I'm not sure. That's the broadband issue in Liberia, which is normal. It is not your fault. It is not my fault, not the viewers' fault, but it is what it is. Except that we can provide alternative for us to have this program. Okay, Mrs. Johnson, good evening.
Good evening, Mr. So.
All right. Welcome to this podcast. Welcome to this conversation. Hopefully it won't be the last time. Maybe the next time around it will be much better. Thank you for keeping thank you for keeping our appointment current, for being here. So let's get this going quickly. Just introduce yourself and we will get right down to the issue. I know it's getting late in Liberia and the network system is also a problem. For the benefit of my listening audience, just introduce yourself and then we'll get the program going.
Okay. Good evening to you. Good evening to your audience. And thank you very much for having me. I know it's been long overdue. However, by the way of introduction, my name is Beatrice Warner Sonny Sappy Johnson. The Warner is my family name. It's Sonny because I'm on the son from my name Sonny. And my name is Sappy. My name is Johnson. My father's name is John B. Sappy. My mother's name is Martha Nayabwena Sappy. I was born in Boca Town, Nigeria County. My father is from Boca Town. My mother is from Dibley, Bison, so that made me a bona fide daughter of Nigeria. I grew up both in Nigeria and in Monrovia. I started my schooling in Nigeria. I attended the Total Memorial Institute. I attended the Grandu Multilateral High School. I attended the Assembly of God. And then I went on to graduate from the AME Zion Academy. Opportunity came and I left and traveled to the States. While there, I got married. I was married for 4 years and with my husband for 27 years. Mr. Lahai Johnson, may his soul rest in peace. He passed away in 2016. We have 3 beautiful children. And while after I got married, after our wedding, we moved to Atlanta, Georgia. And then where we are and decided to move home. We moved from 2013 to Liberia. We were here, my husband was working. I myself, I was volunteering at the time, and then later on, I started working. Doing the Ebola, I volunteered my service here for 4 years. But let me go back a little bit. While in Georgia, I attended a community college for nursing, and then I went on to graduate from Charter University College, where I got my bachelor's degree in human service. And right now, I'm attending Charter University. I'm 3 classes away from a master's degree. So back to Liberia now. I was here. I volunteered during the Ebola crisis for 4 months. I volunteered with Madame Brewer at the Factor Statistics, where our birth certificate and all the other stuff come from. And while I was here, I was going home frequently to Grand Jide and seeing the needs of the people. And I would be saying to myself, you know what, I gotta do something, to come home and help my people. So after the passing of my husband, I went back a little bit because I was grieving at the time. And I was there, but I would go for 6 months, and then after 6 months, I would come back because my kids are still in Liberia. So during that time, because I reside on the Aratu Highway at the time. So during that time, I started doing community, work in the area here. And I was even thinking about running in this area. Then a friend approached me and said, why can't you do it in Grand Jide? I said, you know what? It is true. Because I've been going to Grand Jide and seeing the needs and the wants of the people. So I will try, I will put that on my list and see what I do about it. And, a year or so later, here am I contesting in Grand Jide as one of the senatorial candidates. So that's a short story of my life.
Wow. Well, thank you so much. What a elaborate and good story that everybody get a story, and sometimes it's good to go extensive so people will know exactly how things look like. Okay, so Mrs. Johnson, thank you so much. And I know that's something you left out. You serve your own committee here at the Basin District Association, so you're no stranger to me. Let me give a full disclosure. When I was serving as okay, that's okay. That's okay.
Hosted one of the best and organized convention 2008, and I served as coordinator under your administration for 3 years as the coordinator for Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay.
So in the branch of that cycle for a long time.
All right. I just want to be gracious because I had the opportunity to work with you for a good number of years, and I want to give a full disclosure. However, that will not negate me asking some of these questions that we need to talk about and what prompted you to get this. Thank you so much for, first of all, stepping forward to jump into such a rough terrain, I would say, the political terrain in Liberia. It requires bravery and your ability to do things. Okay, so let's get the conversation going. It's 4:04 Eastern Time. It's quite late in Liberia as well. So talk to me here a little bit. How far you have gone with the process in terms of registration with NEC? Are you a certified candidate now by the National Election Commission to participate in the coming election?
Well, so yes, I registered and I've been placed on the ballot as the number 5 person, candidate of Grand Jide County. One of the female candidates because we 2 in the race now. So I'm number 5 on the ballot, and I will be contesting in Grand Jide County. Fully registered.
Okay, you will be a contestant in Grand Jide County. That's good. Thank you so much. I just wanted to establish that full disclosure. Now we are hearing, I know, one Felicia Duncan. We had a conversation in the past. We also asked her as we are being to come here. But thank you so much, Mrs. Johnson, for coming forward. What is about this Capitol building people really want to go there? Why you want to go to Capitol Hill?
Well, Alfonso, a lot of issues want to take me into the Capitol Hill. As a female and as a woman, a mother, there's a lot of issues we're dealing with right now. I'm a person, you know, sometimes we see things, but we just look and find the opportunity, you know, to get on board, to, you know, and say enough is enough. Number one, only one lady serving as a senator, Young Sanka Lauren. And then in the lower house, it's only 8 women. And I think they got 75 seats over there. And it's only 8 women serving. So, you know, I want to eye on that number, because if women forces are together, I think we can do great. Because if I go in there, I will know the problem that women facing, the issue of our women and children, especially with, you know, with the rape cases going on. And for me personally, I will hold the justice system accountable, because we need to make the rape crime law stronger than where they are right now, because they're prosecuting these people, but every day you hear about new case. Every second you hear about new case. So those are some of the issues that want to take me to Capitol building, because these are burning issues, and these are issues that are close to my heart, because I'm a mother and I'm a woman. So that is why I want to go to Capitol Hill.
Okay, we're going to go in depth with that. Since they are getting me well as well. We're going to go in depth here. But I want you to talk to me that wide range of alleged voter frauds or malpractices in terms of voter registrations ongoing. Correspondence, people from different networks has confirmed that. Talk to me about you are a stakeholder, you will be involved in the process. What do you know from your point before we even get to the process in terms of the voter roll? What do you make of that? Are you satisfied with the process ongoing?
Well, Alfonso, I'm not satisfied. But with that issue, I just came from a meeting, and y'all will be hearing from us in a few days. So I don't want to talk much to that. Y'all be patient with us, because we put in mechanism in place. We got our evidence, and y'all will be hearing from us. So I don't want to go, you know, further in that conversation.
Well, you say meeting just for a meeting. What sort of meeting? Meeting with the National Election Commissions or meeting with your supporters?
No. The meeting that will lead us to the National Election Office.
So what are you taking there?
That's why I say wait and see. Few days from now, you will be the first to know.
Do you have that decision on hand?
We are working on it right now.
You're working on it. Okay, good. You know, when people turn politician now, they're quick to flip questions. That's okay. We have to do what we can do to get that. Okay, the race in Grand Juliet is such a contentious one. You have two sitting lawmakers. Zoe Emmanuel Penn, who has spent 18 years now in the House of Representatives. George Bulley is in his first term. You're going to have the former foreign minister of the Republic of Liberia, Thomas Yaya, namely, going to be alongside with you. What can you tell those people for which that your ideas or your vision from Grand Juliet can resonate?
Well, Mr. So, like I said earlier, first of all, I'm a woman. I'm a female. Like the saying goes, when you are female and your parent marry you off to somebody, everything that you look for, you take it home to your family as a female, as a woman. And me being a female, I think I stand a better chance right now, because in Grand Juliet history, since 1964, when Grand Juliet joined Liberia as a county, female been running, but they have not won. And this year, we are, trying by all means for Grand Judah to make history this year. Those men in there, the sitting representative, the band minister, but still, Grand Judah still sitting the same. Nothing has changed there.
So
people been served as.
Yeah, no, go ahead. But when you're talking about, so is that a race card because you are a female? Is that why you want to contest, or are you going there for some sort of game changer?
No, not because I'm a female. Yes, I'm a female, number one. But most importantly, men have been ruling this county for 56 years, and the county have not gone anywhere. So my message to them is to, go back to the biblical time, to Luke 5, when Jesus went on the boat, when John them are fishing all night and they have not caught anything. And Jesus told them to take the net and put it on the right-hand side. Grand Judah have tried, men, and nothing has been done. Nothing tangible has been done in Grand Judah. So I'm asking that this year, let it give women the chance and see what will happen in Grand Judah.
How long have you observed the politics? Politics in Liberia now is such a horrible one. It's terrifying. How long have you observed the politics of Grand Judah? Do you have any fear, any apprehensions? Names callings and all of that. Definitely are going to kick in. Do you have any fear in that?
No, I don't have any fear because, like my local say, my hands are clean. So I don't have any fear. But I've been a follower of the Grand Judah activity since I was a little girl. But I really started following the political aspect of the county since 2005 after the war, because it was during that time we Liberians and Grand Judah precisely started enjoying the beauty of our democracy in this country. So I'm not afraid. I built my thick skin because I know all of these things will come. But like I said, my hands are clean and I have no fear.
So when this interest, like you rightfully said, you alluded, you had interest in contesting in Moserado, and there was a second thought in Grand Judah. So why you didn't think about Grand Judah first?
No, I thought about Grand Judah from. Let me give you a little history. I think it was 82 or 81. My cousin and I visited the late Senator John G. Ramsey office. And when we got in that office, I looked around and then I leaned over because we went there. She had just entered LU and I was just graduating, trying to, enter LU myself. And we went there to ask him, to help us with our school fees. So when we got in there, when I saw his office, my eyes just lit up. So I leaned forward and told her, I said, you know what? One day I'm going to be senator of Grand Judah and I'm going to have a big office like this. I mean, at that age, it just the office, was fascinating to me. But then after that, as time goes by, every time I'm passing by the Capitol building, I always told myself I would sit in a seat in this Capitol building one day. And then there, whether I was going to go there as a president, representative, or senator, or Mangidi representative or senator, but I knew from day one that one day I was going to sit in that Capitol building and be a lawmaker and pass on law that will affect people's lives positively.
Okay, talking about laws, we're gonna talk to that. We're gonna talk about it in terms of what you have in your closet or what you hope to. So what make you more fit than your opponents? You have Zopena, you have George Bolle, you have Yaya Nimnan. Why we should consider you as an alternative?
Thank you very much, Mr. So. To me, this position, senator, it's not about me, it's about the people of Grand Judah County. when I went to Grand Gillette County, I went to Quail the last time in Bison, and I went in a schoolhouse, a school building, which is the size of my bedroom here, with 4 rooms. And I saw the little children running with dust. Pontage, the black boy, it was not black anymore because he has failed. And I stood there and put my children, in that classroom, and see how those little children were running around with the dust all over. Some of them not even wearing shoes. All the chairs' arms are broken. So these people that are going in a race with me, they've been there. They are seeing these things, or maybe they never bothered to even go and see these things. But I went and saw it. And I cried because at the end of the day, my team were calling me cry grandma or cry mother. That's how they were calling me. And I made a vow when I was standing there, my compassion kicked in, and I stood there and I made a vow that I was going to go back to quell myself. I would be in the process to bring that school building to functionality and make those little children's lives better. And like I keep saying, I'm a mother. I know the issues of our people. I know the issue of our youth. Grand Gillette is a big county. Why we don't have 3 vocational schools in the 3 districts? Why somebody can come from all the way Glio to come to Zwedru to come to that one community college? Why a vocational school can be built in Zean, which is the biggest county in our area? I mean, town in our area. Why is it this 21st century? People in Bo cannot even make a phone call. They can walk from Bo 8 hours to 12 hours to come to Joundi to come make a call just to talk to their family in Monrovia or overseas. So while touring Grand Gillette, those are the things I was looking at. Where will make our people life better? And they keep telling me they are tired with the recycling politicians. Some of them say they're not even going to the poll to vote anymore. And I encourage them to try and carry me as a senator of Grand Gillette, and they will see the difference in my first year. And that's what make me qualify as a woman to say I will take this thing and get in a race.
All
and
right,
these people, they are my inspiration. Because when I think about them, when I lay here in the night, I think about them, strategizing in my head, writing things down on paper, where I will start and where I will end within certain period of time.
Mrs. Johnson, as a matter of fact, those are very good outline. But someone that is listening out there say, well, here we go again. Politicians, when they're seeking for public offices, these are the things that they will say. But by the time they are elected, that's the end of the game. How will you persuade or how will you convince such a people? Because as a matter of fact, some of these people, they have said this in the past that you will agree with. They have said a lot of things beyond what you are saying now. So why should we take your word now so seriously that indeed you're going to do it?
Because right now, Mr. So, our people are desperate because people have misled them. But this time, it's a new face coming. It's a female that coming. And we female, we are multitasker. We are people that when we say something, we mean it. So those values, they are dear to my heart. And number one, like I told you earlier, I'm empathetic. My compassion level is to the roof. I believe in integrity, in fairness, in trustworthiness, and moreover, the rule of law. Because I can put myself in somebody's shoes and feel their pain, and then come back and find a way to get the person out of that situation. And I believe only a woman or a mother can do such a thing, because I mean, not and day, yes, they got some, cricket politician, but for a female, we always want to do the best. And for me, I'm in this race because I want tomorrow, our generation that coming after us, to stand up and say, yes, when Beatrice Johnson was senator for Grand Gila County, she put this structure down. She built a school building. She was the cause for dialysis clinic to be in Zwedru. People can come from Morocco and come here, to do their treatment. And that's why my focus is. I'm not worried about what, the other people doing, but my focus is to, focus on development that I want to see happen in Grand Gila.
Okay,
development that.
Yeah. Okay. So let me let me go into your strategic mind here. Calling all of those things. Those are very good things. Somebody out there say, yeah, dialysis. Anybody can call that word. Building vocational school. Anybody can say it. But talk to me here a little bit. How are you going to go about to secure that? Because at the end of the day, national government going to be providing the funding. Most of our lawmakers, when you talk to them, they say, yeah, I use my salary, my padan. Are you one of those going on Capitol Hill to use your money to initiate project, or do you have any other plan outside of government? All of these good ideas that you are projecting to make them to come to fruition.
Okay, thank you, Mr. So, yes, I have other plans. I have international friends. We got a little, let me put it that way, a little group that focusing on the Southeast. We call it Operation Save the Southeast. So we'll be busy, we'll be breaking international in and will help us to, to undertake these projects that I'm talking about. I'm not just sitting here because I don't have that kind of money to say, oh, I will build a vocational school by myself, or I will build a clinic by myself. I have backing, and that is why I'm saying what I'm saying. Because my one salary cannot take everybody in Grand Gila. But I have backings.
When you say you have backings, when you say have backings, where are they? Because I was talking to I know your state very well, Atlanta, Georgia. You also are involved in some community initiative. Do you have international backing? Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, I do have international backing, and they're not from Atlanta. They're from other countries. So it's not just Atlanta. Atlanta, I can lobby there with friends that I know, friends I go to, friends that have friends, friends with benefits. I can lobby there, but most importantly, these international friends are from different countries. So that is why I'm saying what I'm saying on your show right now, because I'm saying it so Grand Gila can hold me to my word.
Okay,
so tomorrow they can say, well, Madam Johnson, when you were on, Alfonso Zean, so sure, you said this and you said that because you're recording.
Yeah.
So I will not come sit here and block my way through because I want to be senator. No, but I'm talking because I want to help my people in Grand Gila County. I want Grand Gila to be more than that, like the other county. Nima, they're moving forward. We need to move forward. Town leaving us behind. So we need to move forward.
Okay, so do me a favor. Let's catalog some of these three. If I were to ask you to go into your diary there, anything once want to do, they have there's a set goal. So what three basic things that if the people of Grand Gila County today were to elect Madam Beatrice Johnson as the senator in the first 100 days, what are three things that you think you're going to tackle?
Really, I want to work our reduction, and I want to, like companies, they got a lot of companies in Grand Gila right now working. I want to lobby with those companies to hire more people, put them to work. That will give us a break on the poverty reduction. Secondly, I want to make sure for the teachers to receive their salary on time.
How you going to do that? Is salary coming from national government? If you can't even get paid and government can't pay, how you going to do it?
Well, I'm going in there to lobby with my colleagues in the legislature because we need teachers. Our children need teachers to be able to learn and be like some of that had the opportunity to be to go to school, but also we need, a concrete education system in Liberia as a whole, not just Grand Jide, but right now we're focusing on Grand Jide. They got teachers in Grand Jide, they're on salary, but they're not getting paid. And then before they get the pay, they get to come to Monrovia to get their pay. And because the pay is not enough, before they pay their way to leave Grand Jide and come to Monrovia and go back to Grand Jide, the money gone. So I would be in there, try to lobby and try to, talk to my colleagues for us to get this done. This is a huge task. I can't do it on my own, but I can try and dialogue with my colleagues in the legislature. And
yeah, talking about dialogue with your colleagues in the legislature, and that's a very good thing. And this is what we've been saying. These folks there, they need to be having conversation with one another. Do you care to establish your political identity?
Well, yes.
So
yes, I would like to do that.
Which party are you associating with?
Oh no, right now, God bless me. Through friends and family and through my own hard work, I'm doing it on my own. So I'm not associating myself with any party because right now the parties, I'm not here to criticize anybody, but I want to be an independent candidate because I don't want right now the move I'm on. I don't want anybody to dictate to me. So I want to be independent. That way I can be free to do what I think would be best for my people.
So you also want to get independent to dictate to the people you want to lead. Is that what you're telling me?
No. Because if I wanted to dictate to the people, I won't be giving you, things I want to make my people life better. And that is why I said, by the grace of God, when I become senator, yes, I have an office. I will have an office in Capitol Building, but I will also have an office outside that, twice a week, I want my people to come and express their grievances. And then every 2 months go into the county. So we all can sit down and talk and see what would be best for our county.
So where are you talking about, this office in Monrovia or in Grand Jide?
Office in Monrovia and office in Grand Jide.
In Grand Jide.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that quite interesting. So out of these 10 million political parties in Liberia, you didn't see anyone that represents your political ideology. Is there any specific reason beyond the reason that you have provided? Corruption, for example?
Not really. Not that. I mean, I see a lot of potential political party here. But for me personally, right now, I think I want to do it on my own. And I've done it on my own to get this far, Alfonso. I've done this on my own by the grace of God to get this far. And I don't want anybody to take that glory from God because I have done extremely well being on my own. So I don't want somebody to come in now and just say, okay, yeah, little $10,000 go run your campaign. Then at the end of the day, like they've been doing everything for me, and all the glory will go to them. And I'm a praying person. Everything that I do, I seek the face of God, and I want Him to take that glory because He been carrying me through.
All right, folks, we are speaking with Madam Beatrice Isapi Johnson, is the senatorial candidate for Grand Juda County, Republic of Liberia, is currently on the line. We try to get that video, but it's not working. So bottom line here, to put cap on it, you are going as an independent candidate.
Yes.
Is there anything potential that could make you to change? Is there anything that you think possibly can make you to change, to join, or to switch party, or to switch to political party? If you were to be called right after this interview, is there any possible scenario?
Not really. Alfonso, because I've made up my mind to end the campaign by myself. Maybe in the future, if somebody comes and say, you know, we want you to join our party, I will look at the bylaws, I will look at, you know, everything that they have, then I can make my decision based on that. But for now, I want to end this election here by myself.
Okay, I talk to me here, your inner part here, and for the benefit of my audience, Liberians, and I'm quite sure, if not you mean to speak for myself, I am very unhappy with the attitude, the behavior, the dishonesty of the 103 men and women in both houses that in Liberia. What is the most part to? Are you going to add up to what they are doing, or are you going there to effect a change? If so, what are you taking to change the narrative, to make it for people to say, oh, somebody entered this house and we are saying something unusual, something extraordinary happening? What do you like, why you don't like about this house that behind me?
Well, what I don't like about the house, there's a lot of laws on the floor and they are not being implemented because of their own ulterior motive.
What could be the example? What could be the example?
I'm just like I was talking to somebody about this rape cases. I was telling them, I said there should be a law that every county should prosecute their own rape criminals instead of bringing other them to Morocco to file them up in the jail. And they say, oh, that law is already on the floor, but it has not yet been implemented. For what reason, I don't know. But I'm gonna be a very tough cookie when I get in there, and I won't let anybody, you know, I will not say yes to anybody. I gotta be strong, and I'm preparing. I'm working on every day because I know it's a battle in there that, you know, stuff will come on the floor and people will want to step on them. I know my win and other women win will, you know, give us a little bit of number, which will not be enough. But if other all combine together and stand up against things, it will send her way to, you know, to other countries, to the international world. So I'm not going in there to, you know, go sit down and say, I will just go with the flow. No, I'm not just going with the flow chick. I mean business, and I want to bring my country to normality, and that is why I'm going in there. I'm not going in there to sit down and just hold my hand. When they say this, I say, okay, let me just sign. No, I'm not just going in there to sign. I'm going in there to read through all what they put on the table and make my decision.
Okay, so the culture, the culture of politics in Liberia now, it is glaring. You are on the ground. Are you financially capable to conduct, to wage an effective campaign? And the reason I'm saying that, I'm saying some candidates, they're dishing out money with the possibility to persuade voters, things that they have not done in the last 9 years. They are trying to catch up overnight now, which of course I see very absurd. That's not a good work of democracy. However, every successful campaign, you have to get some catch. Are you willing to dish out as well if it will cost you to, if that is the only alternative to make you to win the elections? Is that something you're going to be doing?
Efforts to to be real with you, like I've been preaching when I go in the county, and my message still the same. I tell them I'm not a millionaire. I'm just a woman who tired with everything that's going on in the county. So I'm coming, I'm appealing to them, I'm telling them the reason why they should pick me, and I'm not there to give them money or back a right or buy baby talks to give to them, but I'm opening my heart to them. Let it try a female, a potential female this year, and and we'll go from there. So I keep telling them that I don't have money. I'm begging them to vote for me, and they will see the difference. And when I'm talking, they see the comparison. And those that say they will not vote again, they will become the politicians then or come and fool them. I was able to convince a lot of people. And at the end, they decided to follow me. I'm making my plans to go back to the county, because election is about to start. So, but we will see, because this other going I'm going, that's when I will know, that's when I will know whether the people accepted, whether I've told them, whether they agree with me. Because a lot of them every day they calling me, oh man, when you coming? Oh man, when you're coming? When you're coming? So we're making plans, we're making preparation to get into the country. But I don't have money to go buy people vote. I don't have anything to give them, but I will give them my heart and soul and plead with them. That's all I can do.
Okay, we're going to be getting a few questions online here as well. Here, Mr. Fella Joe is asking, what is your relation with your people in the county? What is the connection? Is there any specific ties or relationships? To say, yes, this lady here, her message going to resonate, something memorable about her, for which we can take a second thought. What is it? Do you have a specific relationship with the people in the county as a whole?
Yes, from all the few years I've built a relationship with my people. And even before I decided to run, I was always in the county. So when I decided to run, when I went into the county, my message to them was the county been sitting here for the 6 years. Only men been ruling this county. And these men, they have become like leashes that are just sticking on them. You're trying to use the color to move them, and they don't want to move. But I have come as your daughter, as your mother, your sister. I have come to liberate you from all the hardship, the poverty, the young men don't have jobs. At the end of the day, they go sit on the floor to play Ludo. So I have come to talk to you and ask you to find a female this year. Let's make history this year. So my message then resonating with them. And a lot of youth, a lot of women, they're following me. And I mean, everywhere that we went, people, they go on the farm because they were waiting, because I've kind of seen in from earlier time to the brown way. And people had to take off their business schedule to wait for her. So I think I built, a complete relationship with my people.
Okay, before I go to the next question here, I had a privilege when I was in Liberia. I interviewed two of the lawmakers in Grand Gidette. That I'm not sure why Gabriel says she's low. I don't know why this going on here today. I had the privilege to interview two of the lawmakers. And from all indications, you heard Senator Gay here recently, one of the lawmakers, Senator Marshall Dennis, is not part of the caucus. So it means the caucus is completely, it's a handicap. And he's still going to be there. What strategy, what plans do you have if the people of Grand Gidette elect you, that we're going to see these men For whatever reason, whatever they are arguing on, God one knows. I hope one of these days I'm going to find the answer as well. How are you going to bring those people together? Because at the end of the day, it's collaborations, it's consensus building.
Yeah.
But if you have people who are not talking to one another, it be Madam Beatrice Sapi Johnson is elected, entering the caucus meeting, another caucus member is leaving, another person is going out, it means our grand jury is going to be hostage. All of these good ideas, nothing going to succeed, nothing going to happen. So how are you going to address that if you are elected as senator?
Thank you, Mr. So. Like I've been saying, I'm going in there. Those are my brothers. I will sit with them and find out tangible stuff that the other countries are doing because they united. That they united. I mean, where other countries have been doing because their caucus is united. That's the message I'm going to preach to them. That we all from Grand Gile. If you really, want the best for Grand Gile, we had to put our differences aside and try to come together and build our country.
So mind you, it's not going to be a bread and butter or peanut butter and jelly. Yeah, you are. You're going as a yeah, coming. Yeah, you are. You're going to be going as an independent candidate. This other guy from CDC, this other man from Liberty Party, this other man from Unity Party, and I know how our people they push party agendas as well. So that's going to be a task.
Okay, but that's why I said we have to put our differences aside, which is from Liberty Party, from Unity Party, and from CDC. We had to put, that difference aside and unite as one body in the legislature to be able to move our county power. Because if I'm thinking, because I'm from ANC and you from Liberty Party, so we can work together, then eventually will not go anywhere. But as a female, as a woman, I think I have, that power to bring them together as my brothers for us to sit down and dialogue and find a way forward how to serve our people better.
Do you have doubt about your power? Because I heard you saying you think. Are you not sure what you're gonna do?
You say I didn't get you.
I heard you saying I think you can do it. So I'm asking you, do you have doubt about your conviction or things that you're able to do to make Grand Gile?
Not that I have doubt, but everything that you try to undertake, and especially where they have an underlying problem that been there for a long time, you get to approach it, in a better way so you can cause more promotion. So
okay, all right.
Approach it, I can take baby steps. I can just wait.
Okay. All right. All right. Thank you for that clarification. It's my job. I will ask some of the questions might be crazy, but I'm here to get all out of you because when you guys go to Capitol Hill there, END at the end of the show, your no question will ever be answered again. Okay, Gabriel Zawi here, Mr. Monkat Gabriel Zawi, resident and a critical voice of against the CDC-led government. So my question for her, what her take on the Burkinabe in our county? I'm quite sure you are aware of some, or probably your supporters, or they have told you during your tour in the county about the presence of the Burkinabes within the Bazon Belt specifically. Are you aware of that? That the Burkinabes are in the...
Yes, even the group in the state, the chapter, I'm part of that group.
Okay.
And my take on this, even the other day, when they arrested all those guys from BI and jailed them in Breadthrough, I was the one that bailed them out. And the peace talk that they had, I was the one that sponsored the people from BI and the people from the Bible Belt.
Okay, hold on. Hold on. Now let's get it right. You said when they jailed them, who they jailed now? The Burkinabes or the Grenadians? Who stood?
No. The boys from our area, from the Bazon Belt, that was, that was the because they were talking and it was on the airwave, they arrested them and jailed them.
Okay, that's a component. But the question now, what will you do? Now you will be a sitting senator. So how are you going to handle it? What are you going to do to get them out? Will you get them out, or will you grant them amnesty in the interest of ECOWAS?
It's a process. I can't just go in there and say, oh, Burkina be your leave the forest. It's a process, and we're going to follow that process. We're going to follow the proper way to do it for the Burkina be to leave. If they get illegal, we got to, look at the documents to see who came legally and who came illegally, and why they there, who hired them. We got to go through all of that before I can come out and say, okay, since your documents are not correct, you're not supposed to be plotting our forest. So it's a process. I can't just go to the Senate and say, oh, I'm here now, so I want all the Burkina bees to leave. But I can go through the proper channel to be able to do so.
Yeah, so meaning
that it's one thing that is on my bucket list.
So meaning the possibility of other people coming through the right doors with their paper and they were granted residence to stay here, those going to be exempt, correct?
If you came here legally and they hire you as a farmer, like I said, if it is legal and you're working for somebody legally, then I mean you have the legal right. But if you came here, through the bushes or through some other means that is not, with in line with the Liberian law, then you got to be removed. And another thing I'm going to be looking at, yes, you got your proper document, but if the job if the job is there, let Nigerian be the first to have the job. And if nobody can serve in that position, then you can hire a foreigner to put them over there. I mean, put them in there. But let Nigerians have the first preference.
Are you satisfied? It's hard to note. This is a kind of crazy one because every lawmaker that you invite here, they tell you their own salary. There's nowhere that you can go. You can't really see it. But let's dance around the figure so far. Or if I may ask you, what do you think, considering the lifestyle or the country, how things are looking like? What do you think would be an ideal salary earned? These bonuses that these people are getting. Is that something you're interested in? Are you satisfied? Whether it's 8,000 or 10,000, we really don't know here. But let me just ask you here: if elected, what are you willing to take if from the government of Liberia? I'm hearing other people saying 5,000, other people saying 4,000, and all of that. Are you willing to make a commitment?
Mr. So, thank you very much. I care less whether they pay me $1,000. I'm not going in this campaign for the paycheck. I'm going, like I said earlier, I'm going in the campaign to leave a legacy for my coming generation to see and follow my footsteps. So they can even pay me $500 a month. I don't believe your senators, they come with a lot of expenses and a lot of, other stuff. But even they pay you $3,000. This is Liberia, it's expensive, but you should be able, especially where you're not paying mortgage like people in the States. You should be able to manage with that until the next month. So I don't care whether they pay me 1,000, 3,000, anything that they decide is fine with me because I'm not going in this race for the paycheck. Instead, I'm going in this race to get my people to the 21st century.
Yeah, but I'm asking what is good. I don't care what people say, and I don't want you to speculate. I want to hold you off your word. What do you see yourself earning? What do you see? Are you satisfied with the 6,000, 8,000? If not, what do you think based on the lifestyle and the living conditions of our people? That you say, okay, considering all of these, I was outdoor there before, but I'm here now. but I'm willing to take this X amount. Do you have that figure here, or you have not decided?
I've not decided, but whether it's 5,000 or 6,000 that it come up with, it would be fine with me. Like I said, and not so much of the paycheck. I've been doing fine all by myself, me and my children. I'm not going in the race for the paycheck. But whatsoever figure that it come out with, it will be fine by me.
So anything that come up with,
I'm not the one to say.
So you don't have, you would not have anything to say if it's supposed to come up with 10,000. Will you say it's fine with
I
you?
mean, if it's something that we had to put to vote, I would take the lower salary, because the rest of the salary could go towards other stuff that Liberia need. So if it were put to a vote, I would go with the lower figure.
Okay, and I agree with you. Sometimes the votes are that's the downside of democracy, especially in the legislative branch of government, and everywhere it's all about votes, consensus building. You're going to talk to people here, but let me just bring this illustration. Like Senator Abraham Darros Dillon, he been arguing 5,000 and. At the end of the day, whatever that he's paying, then he took certain portions and giving it to the county for certain development. That's what I try to kind of like figure out. To say, okay, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Okay, this is what I'm interested in. Any other thing other than that, this is how I want to do it. Those are things that I want to hear. Then I will hold you of your word, because once anybody who go into wars Capitol building now, you're no longer a good friend to me, because when you people go to that Capitol building, all of your phone lines going to be busy. You're going to be in a tinted Jeep. Nobody going to see. Only people shadow are going to be seeing.
Okay, Mr. So, if that's how it is put, if I go in there, because the salary the senator making is a huge salary, and if we vote on the 5,000, my ballon 5,000, it can face a bridge in Bo, and even face another bridge in Plo. We need roads in Grand Gila. So we shouldn't be packaging all the money, bringing it home. Let some go to the counties and do little development. You can buy a power store, they can cut the stick and put plank on it. And I think 5,000, $5,000 can do that. Because you got the manpower. All you have to do is, provide food for them. The youth, they are willing to work.
Okay, let's want to Yusuf say, Mr. So, please extend my greetings to Honorable Beatrice. I am Yusuf Mohammed from Kano State, Nigeria. Okay, Yusuf, thank you so much for joining us here. I see this as in the interest of African solidarity. If Liberia is good, I could bring good deliverance to Nigeria. When Nigeria is good, Ghana and so far, so all of us should coordinate. Okay, let me see here. Daniel Framer is the president of the Pennsylvania chapter currently of the Grand Gila Association in the Americas. And there's a tweet here. He said, what are some of he wants to know, what are some of the ills in the Liberian Senate? Notice by your guest that could be changed when she is elected. What are some of those bad things or some of those things that you have observed? Because before going anywhere, you have to observe what is there. And look, this side here, even though I want to be this, but I don't like what is happening here. This is what I want to change if elected. Have you observed anything of such?
Well, Mr. So, in the legislature or, in the Capitol building, there's a lot of stuff that we observe. But for me, from my background, I like to see hard copy. And when I see that hard copy and it is not right, then it has to be changed. Then I will be on the board or on the side of the change. But I can say, observing and having evidence, because on Facebook nowadays people talk and people do stuff. So for me, I like to see the hard copy. I like to see proof before I can change something. That's
okay. Hold on 1 second. Let me see here. Okay, go ahead. Are you there? Hold on 1 second. Let me see what this stuff here.
I can hear you.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. No, like I was saying, I said for me, yes,
But when you say hard copy, when you say hard copy of what? Oh, hold on 1 second. Hello? Hello? Are you there? Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm asking you. When you say hard copy of what? What specifically hard copy of what you're talking about?
No, about some of the stuff that's going on in the legislation. But let me not even say hard copy. Things that I've been observing. Let me put it this way. Like I talk about the rape crime against girls. I think the law is now on of young girls and the women. So it's one of the things that I've been following because it's close to my heart. I got young girls and myself, I'm a woman. So the laws, the different laws they say they made, it like they're not holding. And these people they are not being prosecuted properly. So when I go in there as a senator, it would be one of the stuff that I will be on the committee to change some of the law for rape crimes. And I said earlier, we need to hold the justice system accountable. They need to prosecute these people and set a harsh punishment for them, for us to for them to be able to stop most of the rape crimes and the murders that are going on. So it would be one that I know that is happening. That what would be my number one priority.
Okay. We want to welcome the president of the Boston District Association, President Dennis. So that's a very huge voting block here, paying keen attention here this evening here. What are the three basic things you are running on for which somebody that is listening to you from Grand Jude, even in the diaspora, can take phone call tomorrow and call within the Chain Bell, the Quinnable District Bell, the Boston District Bell. What are the three basic things on your agenda for which you are contesting?
One is education. I want a proper education for our children and our youth in the county. Two is agriculture, because agriculture will stop, reduce poverty and stop the hunger of our people. Third, a good healthcare system. We got clinics sitting in those towns and villages, but no nurses. So these are my first three priorities I will be working on. We need to get nurses into those clinics for them to serve our people. We need agriculture. We need to, get seeds from overseas to sell our agriculture apart from the other countries. And like I said, we need good school system. We need vocational training center. Everybody don't have to have a degree or associate degree or bachelor degree, but they can go to a vocational training center and learn trade. And that trade, they can open a business or use their certificate to work to help their family.
Okay, I know this is going to be an ongoing conversation from time to time. It's after 5 years. I'm quite sure a little bit late. in Liberia. Hopefully, when the campaign really kicks off, we hope to give you the opportunity to have you here. But before we take leave of you, there are a lot of the Grenadians are going to be listening, and they will be listening because this footage, this video, still going to be people still going to go there. Your opponent going to be listening to it. First of all, are you willing to have a debate with any of these candidates if it were to be organized? Are you ready to debate any of the candidates?
I'm ready. I'm ready any day. I mean, anytime the debate is on, I'm ready.
You ready to
I
have
can debate with anybody, whether men, the woman. I'm ready to debate with anybody.
Okay, now this is very serious. The tracking of voters. Let me just bring that to you. The tracking of voters. We are also hearing from some of our freelancers and our folks in Grand Judea here, and you can validate that because you are already a stakeholders, and I'm quite sure you do have a supporter. We are hearing people as coming from as far as from La Cote d'Ivoire. They are bringing them in as well to participate into this process. Are you hearing that?
I'm hearing about, that's the first question you started with, and I told you I can't elaborate on that because we're going through the process and you will be hearing from us. So I can't go deep into that. Please, bear with me and you will be hearing from us.
Is there any secret that we don't need to know or what?
No, it's not a secret. But it's not a secret, but we just got to, keep it yet until we get to where it needs to be exposed. But it's not a secret. It will come out.
It will come out. Okay. We are looking up to that to see that coming out here because we want to make sure the process is free, fair, and transparent so that every time Grenadians, no matter where they are, they can fully participate in the process as well. Okay, so I know campaign is not on, but everybody doing their running around, so I don't want to keep you here for the long year. So we have more to come here. So I talked to me here before we let you go. I was talking about people that are from the Queenambo District Bell, from the Chien District Bell, from the Bazan District. We say, well, I don't know this woman here, but the message, the tones of what you're going to be saying, we say, wait a minute, I've heard other people, but this person here, I gotta give this person a chance. What would be your final word to these three groups of people, the three districts?
Thank you very much for giving opportunity, first of all, for me to come on your show here to, talk to you. Like I always say, politics for me. People ask me whether I have experience as a politician. But politics to me is somebody who have compassion for another human being. Somebody who have integrity, who believe in fairness, who believe in trustworthiness, who believe in honesty, and who respect the rule of law. I think when you arm with this, you can be a better leader because you can have compassion for you to be able to lead people. So for those of you that are listening to me, I've been to the Queenambo you're talking about, I've been to Baxon District, and I've been to Chien District. And like the message I've been preaching, I'm telling that there's a woman in this race who is a potential woman who coming with a different view, who coming to set things right, which is through development, through good schools, good education, agriculture, and the list goes on. But I'm appealing to everybody. Yes, you don't know me yet, but I'm on my way to the country, and you will get to see me. Because sometimes when I stand up to speak, sometimes I'm talking to you on the phone here is different than when I'm facing, my people in Grand Jide and speaking to them, because they can see that I'm passionate about what I'm trying to do here. This race that I'm in, I'm passionate about it, because Grand Jide need to take a 90-degree turn from where it is right now. So I'm appealing to those of you who are in the diaspora to talk to your family back home in Grand Jide and tell them that there's a woman coming. Her name is Beatrice Sappy Johnson, or Beatrice Warner Johnson. That is why on the ballot, to give me a chance. And it's my promise to them that I will bring Grand Jide out of, whatsoever that is going on right now, that Grand Jide have been trapped in for the past 56 years. This year, let Grand Jide make history. We can't keep repeating the same thing over and over. We can't keep putting the same recycling politician there over and over. We need a new face. We need somebody else to come and see what they can do. So I'm appealing to everybody to talk to their family, and those of you who in Morovia and in Grand Jide, I'm appealing to you. I am coming with my whole heart. I'm putting everything that I have into this race because I want to liberate my county. Thank you very much.
Okay. You had a take-home question here. One of the consequential thing here, even though the 1986 Constitution calls for the code of conduct here, which of course, out of transparency for elected officials to make declaration. Madam Johnson, are you willing to make to declare, to make know your asset to Grand Jidians? This is what B. Johnson have. This is what B. Johnson is taking to Capitol Hill. Are you willing to do that, to settle that dust once and for all during the election, to disclose why you're taking, why you're going to be taking? Will let people know who you are, what your values are taking to Capitol Hill? Will you abide by that? Will you go in line with that code of conduct?
Alfonso, I've already went in line with that because it's not requirement. You can make your assets available. It's one of the requirements on the registration form. And I've done that. And if they still want to see, or they want me to, resubmit again.
No, what I'm asking, not necessarily the neck, but ordinary Grand Jidians that are listening that may not know, we don't know all of the requirements. Yes. Are you willing to go extra mile to go public? Yes. This is what I value. This is what I had. This is my property. I'm going to Capitol. I'm going for yourself.
Yes, I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to make my assets available to all Grand Jidians to see, because I got nothing to hide. Okay. Like I said, on my local, you can see the hands there. My hands are clean. I got nothing to hide. So okay. I'm willing to make my asset available to everybody.
All right. Okay.
To all Grand Jidians.
Okay. All right, that's the voice of Mrs. Beatrice Sappy Johnson, who is a senatorial candidate for Grand Jide County, Republic of Liberia on the land. We sincerely apologize. The reception here calling in from Liberia is a little held on earth. I will try to get it through the video. Usually at a certain time, the broadband internet is an issue. Mrs. Johnson, I want to thank you so much for your time this evening. And hopefully we can have this done again during the heat of the campaign. But then you're going to be having the full authority to say all what you can say. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. So. Right. And thank you for having me. And thank you to all your guests.
All right.
Thanks for listening.
All right. Thank you so much.
Show up for me. Give me power, Jesus. Jesus, I'm not my enemy. Every evil altar be destroyed in the name of Jesus.
All right, well, folks, if the reception was there sort of distorting, we sincerely apologize. That's the situation. That's a live situation in Liberia. We tried to get her on via video, but for some reason, the connectivity was bad, and it took us time to get to where we are. Hopefully, we're going to do that. Our understanding, another female is in the race, Felicia Duncan. I've tried to reach out also to give her the opportunity so that they can talk. And look, those people, it doesn't matter whether they are woman or man, we will treat our guests with respect, but that will not negate us from asking some silly questions or outside down questions, because politicians are just politicians. When these people want to go in our building, they will say all they can say, we will do this, I will do this, and everybody going to join that mass choir, and everybody going to say, hey, man. By the time they get there, that's a different scenario. So, whether you are opposition to your imposition or outside of the position, whether you are independent or whatever candidate you are, as long as you are seeking public office, you must be able to get a clear picture of who you are, what you're going to, your representation, what you're going to bring to your constituent or your county, your country. Guess what? Whether they want to be senator or representative, we have to ask them. We have to make sure who they are, because from there they could potentially seek for the higher office of the land. Now, President Dr. George Weah was a senator of most of our counties, so nothing is impossible. Anybody can leave from that building and claim the next ladder. All right, so we have to ask then all of the tough questions required. And we keep doing that. We'll try to reach out to Madam Felicia Duncan. To our understanding, she's also in the race, contesting for Grand Jita County. And there are other men and women, other parts of the country as well. Not only women, men as well. We will also give them the opportunity, as long as they make themselves available here for us to have a conversation. All we need is the best out of Liberia. It doesn't matter whether you're from Grand Bassa, from Lofa, from Maryland. We just have to like decent people, people of conscience, people of good judgment, people with informed decision making. They don't just give you a concession agreement here and you say you're hurrying because you want to travel or your flight is next day, and you just sign without you knowing why you sign. Without even going to seek consultation with your constituent to see whether that bill or whatever project or initiated are going to be going to your constituents, it will be beneficiary. You're going to look at every components. Those are the kind of people that we want to have. We can't just be, and that's one of the reasons we compromise our integrity. We compromise a lot of things. So we elect people all kinds of way, and the end result, it end up being disasters to the country. So all of these people, it's nothing about sympathy. You're a woman, you can't hear, you get a soprano voice, you get an alto voice. We will ask you all of the questions needed. We'll share questions from our audience as well. All we will need is to treat you with respect, to have a civil conversation. And we want to make sure, because we can't just be sleeping all the times. Then it doesn't show that we are human beings. We want to thank her for answering our call. We're going to reach out to Felicia Duncan as well, and many of the other folks that are contesting in different counties. Let us know. Some of these people, when we call them, they don't want to come. They want to know what we want to discuss, what we're going to be asking. That which doesn't make sense. You want to be a senator, you're supposed to have an agenda and present your agenda. We can dwell on it. Not just talking off the cuff, So that's what we're going to be doing. That's what we're going to do. In politics, it's not a little child game. So when you go into it, you got to tighten your belts, man, because the kitchen sink, the red meat going to be coming at you big time. You're not going to lay complaint to anybody for them to understand you. Well, it's 5:53, 5:54 right here, 53. Eastern Standard Time. As we all know, there's a big political discourse in the making. The commentary is on as well with here in the U.S. So we are in two places at the same time. We're keeping eyes on what is unfolding in Liberia. We are also monitoring here what is happening, because there's some crazy stuff going on here, and we also got to make sure our backyard is in tight, because this contagious guy who is in the Oval Office now is just tweeting all over the place. It is scaring, and it is scary. So we have to keep eyes on it. I don't think with his conduct he deserves anything. I have serious apprehensions with respect to what is all happening right now. What it is a ploy to inject politics into this vaccine here, and if it is true or what, or is he another way this guy is for a lot of tactics that he has distracted the entire media industry from focusing on his the taxes as well, and now we are on this sort of conversation here. So all of these things here, we got to keep our eyes open. Here is important because what's going to happen here is going to affect not only Liberia, the entire world in the next a couple of years to come, depending on the outcomes of the result here. So we also have to keep focus here and also pray for our country. Like I said, another 7 years old girl was raped in Mount Coffee by a 27-year-old grown man. And that is alignment. He took off, but latest report we got that he's currently he's been apprehended by security forces. In fact, there are three girls. He did that according to the latest information. So this is disturbing. And this is why some of these people that are contesting, we need to hear from them. Definitive positions that we need to know. What are they taking? Whether you are independent, you are opposition to your government. Can they find a common ground to address some of these critical issues that are affecting our country, social issues as well? What can they do? Or it's just going to be a name calling when you come in, so I take the back rule and I just put my face in the air. We don't want those sort of irresponsible attitude. That house should be the house of people with wisdom, people with political tolerance that can exercise maximum restraint. And I don't care how tough it is, they will listen. And when they take decisions, they will be able to make an informed decision. Those are the kind of people that we are looking for. And that's the kind of people who want to be elected. They're not going for, that's not a beauty pageant, not a queen contest. We're looking for people, critical thinker, even when their party is doing the wrongly, they will be able to take decision to say, yes, this is my party. You remember the late John McCain did it when he had the thumbs down because he did not agree with his party ideologies. He felt that was not a good thing for his constituents, for the country, and his good conscience led him to take that decision. How many of our politicians today, everybody are belly driven? Government, opposition, advocate, everybody, no one exempted. We are here, we heard all of these rhetorics before, and when they get there, it becomes a different thing. So they don't, when they're saying it really don't really move me because we have heard these things over and over consistently, and there's no way to change because some of them are also embedded. Some of their supporters are also corrupt. And when you are corrupt and you're supporting your candidate and you do not have the guts to stand up to your candidate, some of the bad things that are happening, the probabilities of them transferring those corrupt systems into your candidate, and that would be it. And that's what is happening. That's why the country is going the way it's going. People that support the government does not have the guts to even disagree with their party. People in the opposition column, they give justifications of the actions of their type leaders called unquote political leaders. It's the same thing. Just people make some comments, they don't want to talk about it. They don't criticize it. So it's to me like the politics in the country now is based on empathy, and that's not how politics work. Because then you will not make tough decisions. Oh, if I do it, the people will feel bad. I feel sorry for people. No, we are running a national government. It's not a social club. It's not a social club. If you want to run a social club, go somewhere else. Even the social club, even in our homes, we have regulations, we have rules, you have guidelines that you tell your kids, hey, this is what should be done at so time. This time of the night, you need to go to bed. We have that. So why people should treat our government as like a toy? And we expect changes to take place, and we all contribute to this. Because supporters, are the main problem. The supporters are the main problem. They are the judges for all of these things that are happening. Oh, it happened the last year, which this ex party did it. You didn't talk. Why you want to talk now? So what happens? It happened last year. They didn't talk. Does that mean I can't talk now? No. Well, time has evolved significantly. That's what I can tell you. Yesterday be gone. We are in today, and we must work towards getting things that wasn't fixed the last time around, because we play a blind eyes to it, or we deliberately ignore it because we have some sort of interest into what was going on. We went into it, it didn't work out, and now we are become of advocates overnight, and you want to be the one to perfect, to change the narrative. It's difficult. You need to confess first of all, then you tell us and apologize to the Liberian people for making wrong choices, for taking our country into a wrong direction, and then we listen to you that you are now a new change agent. But it's not happening. They are flying all over the places from one party to another party. All they are seeking is political accommodation. They support this person today. Nothing is guaranteed whether they're going to stick with that person. No thorough investigations is done. No thorough vetting is done. They do not understand the person's agenda. And they say, oh yeah, because he did it this time around, we're going to go with it. That's what get the country to be where it is. Friendship. Ah, yes, I know him, so I'm going to support him. Oh, I know her, so I'm going to support her. Instead of us asking those tough and critical questions, get into the social issues, get into those development issues, and then we can do it. Hopefully, we will not relent. We'll keep having this sort of conversation, but the race is tough. December 8th in Liberia, of course. And we hope that the government will do everything possibly they can, and not just only the government, all of us, our conversations, our tone, our language also has the ability to exacerbate the already high tension. The unwanted, warranted killings in the country is not good for our country. We went down this road, and we all were the victim. There was no one the victor. The victor became the victim became the victor. So there is no winner into what happens 15, 16 years ago. And people seems not to grab that yet. Our talking, the lyrics, the tensions is building. I listened to the COP. Today going to be a national rally. The clear indications, the implications of that rally, we don't know. The government too must also play her part. You must play your part. You cannot have a country that is lawless. People do things and nothing is being done. I listened to the police chief, the briefing. I don't know. As far as my concern, honestly, I see him very incompetent to occupy that. That's a very high-profile position to be a police commissioner, chief commissioner for the country. You know, we're going to be coming on your head to defend government positions or to explain for people to see line of reasoning. And he was talking there like a little toddler. So then what makes him a commissioner? Allegedly a crime, a murder was committed, unknown, and almost how many days? For God's sake. If you do that, it creates a cloud. Even if you were, for whatever reason, you are not involved into the incident, people going to say, hey, something shady is ongoing here. And those are two government officials, work for the government. Even if they wasn't working for the government, they are citizens. There must be a prompt, immediate, some sort of conference to, first of all, to reassure citizens that there is a government in charge, and a government going to do everything possible to find the perpetrators. But everybody went to bed. Facts versus fictions were all flowing all around. And this sort of conspiracy theories and apprehensions, we were all going out to find the root cause or causes of these two people just dying. And we all were just speculating. Is it carbon monoxide, or is this and this, that? That's not what we're supposed to be doing. That whole freaking place should have been sealed up. Police should do everything possible. If I was advising the government or consultant, all of these things has the propensity to tarnish the good image of the government. I would ask the foreign government, the U.S., any other friendly government to help in the investigation. You try to wash your hands off. And I understand we do not have those sort of forensic materials to get these things done. How you think the police, how you think the system is so effective? After the government will put out a reward, we want information to lead into the murder of these two citizens. Anybody coming with information to this is what you're going to get. That's why you think America can get our information, classified information. There's a financial reward, and not just only reward. Those sources are fully protected, and that's what I anticipated. That's what I expected. The government should have acted swiftly, seal that place, get the car, do everything. That's what we see when you see an incident, an ugly incident takes place here. Within 12 to 14, 15 hours or immediately, you're going to see an initial press conference. And the basis for that is to set the tone, to send a strong message that we are following this case, we are following this issue, and we are doing everything possibly can to bring the perpetrator to light. But pretty close to 3 days. And as far as I'm concerned, that press conference was fruitless. I don't see anything substantial that was provided. I didn't see anything to government to call on foreign government. It didn't even stay on. Another employee of the same LRA hair was split. Folks send a picture here. When I first saw that on Costa Shoot, last night they start sending the picture. You see that you don't want to. You can't believe. It's almost like a war is literally fighting again. Split the guy hair. Now, there's a big cloud. And we know well LRA-8, the Labor Revenue Authority. There are a lot of conversations ongoing surrounding the death here. Nobody knows. I'm not going to speculate here. This is a definitive reason. But the idea to see 3 auditors from the entity autonomous agencies of government that is responsible to check the books of government or other public corporation, to see 3 auditors to be just murdered simultaneously like that, back and forth, without us really getting to the bottom line, it's troubling, very scary. It's not a junko. It's not that's not a Sabibo land. Liberia is a sovereign nation. People are entitled to life, and every living soul, every Liberian life should be protected. No matter what circumstances, their political affiliations, their social ties, everybody have the right to live. But we want to call on our government to double up, because this is how things creep in the country. It starts on a gradual basis and people ignore it. And as far as I'm concerned, the entire country is traumatized. There's no actual demobilization to ever took place. Everybody traumatized. Everybody needs counseling. And that's why some of us are upset when we see these 103 men and women are not doing enough, including national government, our opposition, everybody not doing enough to make sure that the National Rehabilitation Commission, which is a government entity, is well-funded structure and get the kind of help they need, outside help that it needs to keep to look at the young generation, the inflicted ones during the civil crisis, to be demobilized, to be counseled, to be rehabilitated. Instead, everybody's doing their own individual rehabilitation process. And I bet if they lose the election, where are they going to get the money from? It's all about political glorification to solidify their political positions, because few people who are now also far-sighted, very loose and short-sighted, no long-term goal, they see these things when the politicians doing these things, they say, yeah, this man is doing for the good. Where is he getting the resources from? Why he didn't do it all that time? Some of us want government institutions or structure to be in place, tightly in place. It's not about you, and you can do your political charade for whatever reasons you want to be elected. And that's what all of them are doing. Nobody, all of them, that's what they are doing. That's why all of those people dishing out money. And nobody asking questions how dangerous that is to the society, to democracy. When you can't give the people the chance to decide, when you can't debate the issues, when you can't ask them tough questions. But there are a lot of social factors connected to all of these things that we are talking about. And this is why all of them goes simultaneously, concomitantly to make government to work. Because if you fix one and leave the other one, it's still a handicap. And that's why the three branches of governments are there. You have the executive, the judiciary, and the legislative branch of government. So even if the executive is strong and you have a rotten and polluted legislative branch of government, the system is not working. The system is not working because all of these work in coordination. That's what makes the government. So when one is strong and the other one go to bed in coma, we have the problem. That's why all of the three branches of government, we have to fact check them. We have to make sure the rightful people are there. And the government is not willing to do that. And sometimes they make it difficult. For some of us, we want to argue for the good of our country. We do not antagonize government. We do not antagonize the opposition. But the boss stop is with the government. They are in charge. And sometimes when we see some of these things happening, it's like, oh, wait a minute. Is there anybody that advising our president to lead our country in the right direction? Look at the recent appointment, Charles Gibson. Gibson was rejected overwhelmingly by the Senate. And there are reasons for that. So why not in this less than 2 years or whatever time you bring him here again? What are you trying to prove? You're trying us to go as Minister of Justice. It didn't work. Then bring Zolizo. Then that is unfair for Zolizo. It doesn't matter how long, what's the length of time. He was rejected because of fraudulent eye. He know what he did with the Liberian Bar Association. And after like a year or so, do you think Liberian people, do you think history is being erased? And you're bringing him back as to be a minister designate? We got to be serious. We got to be serious. I think, Mr. President, you really kick the can down the road. You just give enough ammunition to the opposition to talk. I think there are other qualified people that you can really look into, because if this guy, he was rejected, and you bring him again, it's like an old wine into new bottle, taken from this place, I'm going to put into this place. Then it's unfair for Zolizo. Then you bring him back too. But then, if you go to the opposition side, these are legitimate things to have honest and civil conversations with the Liberian people to point out some of these ills in government. They are unable to effectively do that too. They are very disorganized because they are also embedded with a lot of corrupt people like Sano Johnson, who yet to give account of he residing over the wealth of Charles Taylor, who also told us as a senator that government money, anybody can eat it and nothing can come out of it. If he's part of the opposition, they are see no alternative. Then they are no different. So the corruption is just so, it's like a visual cycle. So then how can I see you as an alternative when you are not doing something extraordinary, something unique, distinct from what the government is doing? You get all the coal poke all in your eyes, running through your nose, and then, so it's difficult. They're not serious. Probably Liberia needs to go on a trusteeship. That's the only way. Because all of these people here, all of them, no exam, all of them, they are all belly driven. Whoever groups succeed, they will increase the size of government. All these people that are talking, are advocate, are this and that, a lie. They all one job. Our two are one job. What comes with that is the honesty, and I can see the authenticity in 99% of these people. They are also going to reap, to screw our country up, to get wealth overnight, and then throw the country down the drain as well because other people are doing it. That's why you see the proliferations of this malicious group. When the opposition is supposed to be making the case, this is a national security, they are also created a solidarity brigade, because yesterday Jefferson Koji was a CDC youth brigade or whatever chairperson, and he's now occupying a high profile position. Now another group of young people has put themselves together, gave themselves a fine name. Politicians dive into it. They are aggrieved to it because they know that these people are going to politically elevate them to certain positions in power. And the end result, they also got to be accommodated. Do you think Brown Brown, when he's a solidarity brigade, you think you're going to wear that black barrel for nothing? And then when for whatever the coalition wins it, you think he want to be, how they call it, say, a managing director somewhere too? Or you think you want to be city mayor? Yeah. That's the strategies of these people. Or they are thinking how to destroy that country. All of them do not have no interest. Because when these people, you believe that they are doing it the wrong way, it must be a lesson learned. Then you can have conversation with some of us. Then we can agree with you because you have set yourself apart and you have pointed out those ills. But if you are helping, if you would be giving me a flashback, somebody that went through the war and how desperate that war was. When I see those red barrel and those green barrel, those black barrel, it's a reflection of either the April 6th, September 18, or 1990, that they are coming again. That's what comes to mind. And their behavior, they exhibit that. They sing, they are chanting, they can't get tired, they are dancing. Where are they getting that energy from? What one of the good things B was talking here, where is the vocational training center? How many vocational institutions that we have to rebuild, to restructure the lives of our people? It is unfortunate. We are in a serious, serious problem. And I hope we will learn, but it's hard because Liberians, they dive into bad behaviors, bad things. They're accustomed, they like bad things. So as a result, politicians, Liberian politicians are very clever. They know the bad things to pick, to throw it out, and then people embrace it and welcome it. And you expect your country to be changed. No way, it doesn't work that way. If you work towards change, you're going to change it. But if you want to be, mix it up, or you want to be in multiple places at the same time, one foot in, one foot out, and that's how the country going to go. That's why they are all like that. They are all struggling. Put coalitions together, coalitions is breaking apart. Everybody want to be senator because the people know that building, when you go in there, forget it. 9 years. You ever saw any of them try to resign for alleged corruptions, or even if they were caught, they will use modified words, the minister embezzle, and they get money, they take lawyers. We talk about the case 1 or 2, 3 times. The following week, the case died down. Then we start life all over. Then they are there. They don't go for a break. They have never done anything the last 9 years they've been senator. They are horribly catching up. Whatever they've been saving now, they are investing in it because they know they're going to get surplus or triple in return. That's what they are doing. So we will never, our voters, our people will not have the guts now to think about the good ones and what they're going to get today. Can you blame them? You can't blame them because poverty also factor in. Men with 5, 6, 7 children, he don't eat whole day, and politician can bring 1 bag of rice, 2 bag of rice, put roof over their head. Of course, if I were in that, probably. But until we can have a conversation worth having with civility and talk to the people, their decision, have consequences on the survival of good governance, they will understand. But we scare them. We cast them out. We are not willing to accommodate them. Even when they want to come, we say things, then they go back. That's what happened during the war. Folks from Charles Side, all of the factions, some of them really honestly want to surrender. But things that come from out of our mouth, they hear, then they retreat. No, it's better let me die here. It better be, let me be with the angel, the devil, than the angel that I have not seen. When will we learn? It's talk, and at the end of the day, I have to take, how do you call it, say? Sometimes it's so annoying. Like my man Block who was saying, say people getting tired, but we're not getting tired. We talk to them, we end up taking like this ibuprofen, Tylenol from headache because we want the right thing to be done. And you have other people who are all in this sort of conspiracy and not helping the country. They are not doing anything. It's all about what they're going to get at the end of the day. So even the people that they support, if they are doing it so wrongly, and they know it is glaring, it is visible, it is touchable, it is concrete, it is not abstract, yet they will say no. That's why all the young people, their hand all like this, answering, hand all like this. I wonder how many of them shoulder pie is kind of like in pain in our country. Politicians has cleverly designed and put a structure, put a mechanism in place, and they have thrown that and they embrace it. It's going to take us a patience, a tolerance to break that gap. And that's what some of us are intent to do. And that's why when we have these people who are seeking for public office, we want to have an honest conversation. I don't care how we disagree with them. We need to start placing stigma on people. This person is that person. This person is that person. It is sad. You know, I listen to some of the people who I say they are hosts or supporting political parties or individual, and they cannot have a conversation with civility when they are not persuasive, and they can't even point out, they can't connect with voters, they can't even explain the agenda of the candidate that they support. When you listen to CDC people, they take 2 hours of their podcast about Darius Dillon. When you go to the opposition, too, they take all of their time about George Weah, Tomo Fowler, T. Fowler, whatever Fowler. Instead of then getting all of the details or what their candidate can alternatively do for which he or she is contesting for that position, and argue out it and be so tolerant, so disciplined, so patient, so be a good listener, so that those other people that are still in apprehensions or some sort of uncertainty is factoring in, they will say, okay, I listened to this guy today. I've gotten to know more about this XYZ candidate. It's not like that. Other than lie, they don't even know anything about their candidates. They can't even tell you a fitting line, agenda, why this person is even running. They don't even know any history about that individual, neither the political party they have associated or associating with. But they sit and talk and cause more problem, more harm than even good. And the very politicians, because they see that it works in their favor, it is in their political interest, then they say, yeah. So as a result, they have less to do because they have thousands of other people who are sounding and beating the drum in their behalf. Then we say we won't be the Ghana, we won't be the Sierra Leone. Who said those people don't even have the problem? I was talking to a lot of people to go to Ghana. Even the development is there. The populations of Accra is equivalent to that of our country. Some of the appointments the president made, all of those things are there. But at least there are certain things visible. Go to Salon, Voice of Salon. It's an online network. Go and listen to the conversations of those people. Ordinary type participant, even the host and the opposition. When the host, they invite people, professional people, responsible people. I'm not saying we are not responsible, but the conversation, the context of the conversation, that's what I'm trying to point out. You have the government people there, they arguing, they're putting up points, defending government position strategically, even if it is wrong. But they are keeping the conversation, and you have the opposition on the other side taking the positions of the opposition, painting government supporters down, arguing some points, bringing to references, pointing out things, quoting and citing instances. How many of our people can sit down here? You bring two persons here from one side for them to come, so they will start cursing. They will curse because why? They don't have the will to explain, to defend their people. And they start cursing, it becomes a chaos. Listener, viewer does that the same way. When you say something, instead of them being tolerant to even ask you what you're saying or even call in when you have a number, they will not call. The next thing, start using all sort of words. Or they label you. That person, he's so. She's so person. So even if the person is a sedition or a CDC person, strategically and politically, you don't waste time, you don't devote time in your column. People that disagree with you, those are the people you put in time, you invest in time to bring them over. We're seeing it in this country. How many Republican candidates you see massively, or the Republican Party to invest money in Massachusetts for senatorial position? No. They will contest because it's part of the whole. They have to contest, but they know, I don't care what happens, they're going to win. So the essence here is, if you're a sedition, go within the column of the opposition and make friends and get people over from there. If you are opposition, accommodate sedition's conversation and extract people from there to add up to your number, to downsize or to decrease their membership. That's what people do. But it's tolerance, the ability to be a good listener. So now, people don't know that this difference between public relations, they don't know the difference of propaganda, and they don't know the difference of being an entertainer or even be a broadcaster. Everything now is Creole mixer, boxer. So more or less, the entertainer are much more, and Liberian loves to be entertained. But unfortunately, on this network, we don't usually entertain. There's an entertainment aspect. We try to keep a conversation and tell you what you need to know. It does not in any way suggest what we are saying is scientific, that it is 100% by perfection. That's not the case. But we have to point out those things. And as we point out those things, we also try to provide an alternative. And that's why when the government does it the wrong way, we say, you should have done this way, you should have done this way. And when the opposition as well, we also say that information must be equilibrium, it must be proportional. You cannot disadvantage information to people. Then you're not being objective. You're being more or less subjective in your argument. Until we can be objective in our argument and put the interest of the country first, I think Liberia will do better. But until then, well, I don't know. Then we are in it for a very long fight. Well, I'm having interest in listening to what his name, Camilla, and then Joe, what his name said, Mike Pence this evening. So we're gonna be wrapping it up.
Hallelujah, giving, hallelujah, the highest praise, hallelujah, Give him the highest praise. Hallelujah. Yeah. Give me the highest praise. In the morning when I wake up, in the night when I wake up, I will lift up my voice to heaven and give you the highest praise. Hallelujah to my King. Hallelujah to my Father.
Well, folks, that's how we're going to leave it here this beautiful Wednesday evening. We're going to be taking on the major, big one now.
And I see all the creation.
Our prayers and thought goes out to the family, the young man that was killed there, and even the told and the lady. It's a sad situation. Another three girls, again, the victim from the hands of this tyrant. These tyrants are in Liberia. Those men are like a loose cannon, so in desperation for whatever reason God one knows.
Hallelujah. Give him hallelujah.
I think these people must be held responsible. God, our government should do everything possible to get these wicked people off the street. What's their problem?
Give me the highest praise.
Hey, come let's pray, Jehovah. Come let's worship Jehovah. He deserves the praise. Come let's praise Him. He deserves everything. Oh, the worshiping.
This is Joseph Bass, Liberian gospel artist. Higher praise is always our closings, and I opening and closing sound. Once you hear this sound, it means we are signing off for the rest of the evening. I want to thank all of our viewers and listeners. Your comments, we usually go back to see your comment. Again, for those of you listening to us for the very first time, just click the like, turn on your notifications, and you will get an alert as soon as we come on Lpr. We are live on the Facebook, the YouTube, Liberia Public Radio YouTube channel, the official website, www.liberiapublicradio.com. Our Twitter handle is Radio 2019, as well. Live broadcast video is always there. You can subscribe to any of those and be able to get that information. We want to encourage people to be selective sometimes to things you listen to, you know. Some of the things that we listen to help to influence our decision making, and those decisions can be a bad one, can be a good one, because when you listen, the mind is so smart, it's so calculative, it begins to process, and when it process, it annotate putting that into action. So we gotta be selective on some of the things that we listen to. When you listen to it for entertainment, just I'm listening to this to entertainment. We want to thank all of you so much for being part of this program. Looking forward. Tomorrow is Thursday. All things considered, we're going to be here, and more or less, we're going to be discussing other issue. Sunday, we're going to be right back here. The Liberal Progressive. I'm not sure he's coming yet. The Liberal man, they are having a debate today, so probably he's going to be there. Until then, President Dennis and all of our folks, for the first time, training, we say you are wholeheartedly welcome. If you have suggestions as to how we can improve this network or where we are falling short, the email, you can also email us, is liberiapublicradio2012 at gmail.com to make your suggestions, your comments, any information that we receive. We consider it as private. We treat it from that. Whether you'd like my style or any of our broadcasters, anything, let us know. You can go to our Facebook page. You can send our inbox. There are some critical issues that you want us to talk about, or you have the expertise. Most of you viewers, you are professional people. And we don't intend to talk politics all of the time, but we have come to realize politics is the dominant thing because it has overshadowed some of the good potentials and some of the good people things they're supposed to do. So if you have that, you're a professional person, you have that ability that you want us to change to talk about certain thing, let us know. Send out an email at the phone number 682-433-8802, or LIB Messenger page or Alfonso Zean Soul personal Facebook page. Send a message, and we can find a recommendation to have all of these discussion. Until then, have a pleasant, beautiful Wednesday evening. Please, the guy who was telling you the COVID-19 it shouldn't dominate your life, it has changed our way of life. So if anybody tells you that, they've just not been factual with you. They are not honest with you. It has changed our way of life. It has dominated. It has detected to our doing. It has changed everything that we're supposed to do. And most importantly, it is real. Now, and job now, we gotta be every week now. We gotta be doing it. And you're telling us, say, it shouldn't change our. It shouldn't. We shouldn't allow it to dominate our life. Are you crazy? It does. Every week now, I gotta do it. And there are other people I know it the same. It goes to them. And we have to be careful because if you go out there, you're coming back home to meet your family. You don't want to go take something out there and to drag it home. Why they don't want to be honest? This is the same type of politicians. It's all about themselves. As long as it's okay with them, they are fine. They are getting a golden treatment. Will you get that? No. I'm tired of tying my nose, but we have to deal with it. That's the situation. Until then, folks, have a blessed evening, and I will see you back here tomorrow with all things considered. Until then, I'm Alfonso Zean. So have a pleasant evening. Please keep yourself safe. This pestilence, COVID-19, is still around. Yeah, the Bible says that. And that's what is happening right now. Until then, have a blessed evening. Bye-bye.
Yahweh, you are too much for me.